To whom it may concern, this is to certify that the Beatles stayed at the Whittier Hotel, arriving at 1:17 a.m. September 6, 1964, Detroit time, occupying Executive Suite number 1566, checking out at 2:05 p.m. September 6, 1964. This is also to certify the bed linen below so designated is authentic and factual as to each of the Beatles using same. Jimmy Hawkins, Managing Director. Ringo slept here. That signed statement is the brainchild of one of these three men. What is your name, please?
My name is Lawrence Einhorn.
My name is Lawrence Einhorn.
My name is Lawrence Einhorn.
Only one of these men is the real Lawrence Einhorn. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Peggy Cass, Orson Bean, and Kitty Carlisle. On To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collyer.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. Good evening, panel.
Good evening, Bud.
Nice to greet you all happily this evening. Incidentally, tonight, as we are on the air, is the premiere of a brand new show, a play called I Was Dancing. It opens in Boston, and one of the stars is our own Orson Bean.
Yes, sir.
Orson? Wish you the best of everything, but we're going to miss you for the next 4 weeks while you're on the road with the show.
Well, I'm catching a jet out the minute we're off the air.
Well, be sure you catch a jet back when you're back in New York.
A marvelous play. Come to see it when it opens here.
Sure will. Sure will. We're brought to you tonight by Winston Filter Cigarettes. Panel, please open that envelope, if you will, and remove the story that I have a copy of on my desk here and read along with me. I, Lawrence Einhorn, and my partner are involved in a rather unusual business venture. We contacted 2 hotels where the Beatles were staying during their latest American tour. We convinced the hotel managers to sell us the sheets and pillowcases from the beds in which the Beatles were sleeping. As soon as the singing group had left the hotel, we had the rooms sealed and the beds stripped. The hotel manager was present at the time to authenticate that the linen we purchased had actually been used by the Beatles and to certify which Beatle had slept in which bed. We then had the sheets cut into 156,000 one-inch squares and mounted on parchment suitable for framing. We are selling these certified souvenirs for $1 each. When buying, Beatle fans may specify a sheet swatch as slept on by either George, John, Paul, or Ringo. Signed, Lawrence Einhorn. Now, panel, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be Lawrence Einhorn, who started this new craze with the Beatles. Let's start our questioning with our own ardent Beatle fan, Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, how long did these gentlemen sleep on these sheets?
Just one night.
Number 3, was there any appreciable difference between the sheets that were slept on by these famous gentlemen?
No, they all look the same.
Number 2, one wasn't any more wrinkled than the other?
No, they were pretty equal.
Oh, dear. Number 3, are you a press agent?
No, I am not.
Number 2, what other business ventures have you been associated with like this?
None like this.
I should hope not.
Tom Poston.
Number 2, what does Einhorn mean?
It's a name.
To you, it's a name. Number 3, what does Einhorn mean?
My name.
That's all? I mean, it doesn't have any other meaning in another language?
Well, Ein would be one in German, so I imagine one horn.
Ah, we're talking to a unicorn. Number 1, does Einhorn mean that to you?
Yes, it does.
Number one, were the sheets laundered before you sold them?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You mean you're airing the Beatles' dirty linen in public? Number two, were there any wives along in this? In other words, was there... were there any of the...
No, just the Beatles sheets, no wife sheets.
Thank you.
Now, number 3, the Whittier Hotel overlooks a body of water. What body of water is that?
I don't know.
Huh? Oh, I guess you're not from Detroit, huh?
No.
Oh, well, that throws all these out. Number 1, what's Ringo's last name?
Starr.
Number 3, what's John's last name?
Lennon.
Number 2, what's Paul's last name?
McCartney.
Number 1, what's Ringo's real name?
I don't know.
Oh, number 3, what is George's last name?
Harrison.
Where is Mercy? What, number 2, what is the Mercy sound?
I'm not familiar with that.
Number 1, what is the Mercy sound?
I don't know.
Number 3, where are the Beatles from?
England.
Thank you.
Number 3, are you sure? All right. Now, number 3, again, according to my figures here, you have cut these Grundy sheets up into 156,000 squares. Now, therefore, you're going to gross $156,000, right? Providing you sell them all.
Right.
Right. Now, you're not passing any of John's sheets off as Ringo's pillowcases or anything, are you? I understand that Ringo is very popular.
Well, they've all been certified as being the actual ones.
I see. And if there's any left... Oh, mercy.
That's all the time we have. So strip your beds and mark your ballots. Mark them at once without change and, of course, no consultation amongst you. Simply vote now for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers, of course, will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. All ballots marked? Very well, Tom, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3. He had the serious look of a guy who would be involved in a serious business undertaking like this. I thought it might be he.
Peggy, which is your selection?
I voted for number 3 because, gee whiz, the Mercy sound is the sound the Beatles make. That's a river in Liverpool or something like that. And number 3 knew George's last name, and hardly anybody ever remembers George's last name. It's Harrison.
How about that?
Poor George.
Horse and beans.
Yeah, well, I have some of Rudy Valley's old washcloths. I think I'm going to go to the... I don't know who it is at all. They all look sane to me, and they all look like they're going to be richer. I voted for number 2. I don't know why, but he has a twinkle in his eye and looks like he needs the money.
Kitty Carlisle.
I voted for number 3. Many of my betters are interested, I'm sure, in buying these things, and I think number 3 looks like a go-ahead businessman.
All right, that makes it 3 for number 3, 1 for number 2. So let's find out immediately which one of these gentlemen, in truth, is the idea man who is selling these swatches of sheets of the Beatles. So will the real Lawrence Einhorn please stand up? Thank you very much, sir. How have the sales been so far?
Very good, thank you, Bud.
About how many have you sold?
About 25,000 so far.
Wow. That's incredible. Woo, man.
Who sells the fastest, Larry?
Ringo.
Right.
Number 1, what is your real name, sir, and what do you really do?
My name is Tony Leeds, and I'm a broker with Kaufman Management Corporation here in New York City.
Thank you. And number 2, what is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My name is Barry Milish. I'm one of the managers of Chicago's Playboy Club.
Well, gentlemen, in checking the score, we find that the panel was pretty smart. They zeroed in on the truth pretty closely. But still, there was one incorrect vote, and that's worth $250 coming your way, to be divided, of course, and I hope it brings you great joy. Thank you for your wild idea and the fun that you gave to our show tonight, and most of all, for your visits. Good night, and God bless you. Incidentally, Beatle fans, please do not write us here at the show asking for any of these little swatches, because not only do we not have any bed sheets or samples thereof, But Larry Einhorn assures us that by the time your letter reaches us, they'll be sold out. They're going so fast.
Sell you some of ours.
Yes, the panelists are having all of their beds stripped tonight,
That's
and we'll
right.
cut them up in little pieces, and they can mail them to you if they like. For now, however, 60 seconds to